Apple and Sony take very different approaches to premium headphones, and their current flagships, the AirPods Max 2 and the Sony WH-1000XM6, put that difference on full display. One is built around a tightly controlled ecosystem, the other around cross-platform flexibility. By the end of this video, you'll know which approach actually suits you. Let's start with noise cancelling. Apple's H2 chip and 9 microphone array bring a genuinely significant leap over the original AirPods Max, with active noise cancellation rated up to 1.5 times more effective than the previous generation. Apple also introduces adaptive audio, which dynamically blends noise cancellation and transparency in real time based on the noise around you. Sony's WH-1000XM6 counters with its own 12 microphone array and QN3 processor, rated 7 times faster than its predecessor, along with its adaptive NC optimizer, which does something similar, continuously adjusting noise cancelling strength based on your environment and even wearing conditions. Both bring a well-established reputation for some of the best noise cancelling on the market. So this really comes down to whether you trust Apple's fresh leap forward or Sony's long refined system. Next, let's talk about comfort. And this one has a fairly clear answer. The AirPods Max 2 weighs in at 386 grams, noticeably heavier than the Sony's 254 grams, and the extra weight is consistently flagged as a source of fatigue over longer listening sessions, even with Apple's carefully balanced headband design. Sony isn't perfect either, with slightly thinner padding than some rivals, but the meaningfully lighter overall weight tends to win out for extended wear. So on comfort, Sony comes out ahead, particularly if you're planning to wear these for hours at a time. Now let's focus on sound signature. And this is really about two different philosophies rather than one being better. Apple leans into adaptive EQ, automatically adjusting your sound in real time, along with personalized spatial audio and dynamic head tracking for an immersive movie-like listening experience. Sony has its own spatial audio and head tracking implementation too, supporting Dolby Atmos and its own 360 reality audio format, so that capability exists on both sides. It's just branded differently. Where Sony pulls ahead is manual control. A full 10-band customizable EQ, letting you shape the sound exactly how you like it. That's something Apple simply doesn't offer. Both also offer a step up in quality over Bluetooth for anyone willing to go wired. Apple supports lossless, ultra-low latency audio over its USB-C cable when connected to a Mac or iPhone, while Sony's 3.5mm cable supports high-res audio for a similar quality boost. So if you'd rather the headphones do the thinking for you, Apple's approach suits that. If you like to fine-tune your own sound, Sony gives you the control to do it. Moving on to call quality, where both of these are strong performers. Apple's voice isolation feature draws on 3 of its 9 total microphones to prioritize your voice and cut background noise. And early feedback on this feature has been positive. Sony brings its own well-regarded beam-forming microphone system, which has consistently been praised as some of the clearest call quality in wireless headphones. This category is close enough to call a genuine tie. You're unlikely to be disappointed by either on a call. A battery life is where the gap becomes hard to ignore. The AirPods Max 2 offers up to 20 hours with noise cancellation on, while the Sony WH-1000XM6 offers significantly more at up to 30 hours. Sony also wins clearly on charging speed. A 3-minute quick charge delivers up to 3 hours of playback with the right charger, compared to Apple's 5 minutes for around 1.5 hours. And Sony lets you keep listening via Bluetooth the entire time it's charging. So across battery life and charging speed, Sony has a clear structural advantage in this category. Finally, let's talk features, because this is really where the philosophy of each product shows through. Apple's standout physical feature is the digital crown, a twistable dial that handles volume, playback, calls, and Siri. And it also doubles as a camera remote for content creators, letting you trigger your phone's camera hands-free. Beyond that, Apple offers a genuinely impressive set of intelligent features. Conversation awareness, which automatically lowers your music when you start speaking, live translation for real-time language conversion, and Find My integration, so a lost pair can be tracked the same way you track a lost iPhone. Sony has its own version of that conversation pausing feature too, called Speak to Chat. So that particular capability is really a toss-up between the two rather than an Apple exclusive. Control-wise, Sony takes a different approach entirely, using touch controls on the ear cup rather than a physical dial, and even lets you nod to accept a call or shake your head to decline it. This is a genuine preference call between tactile precision and a sleeker, button-free design. It's worth noting that most of Apple's features are deeply tied into its ecosystem, working best, or in some cases only, alongside an iPhone, iPad, or Mac. Whether that's a non-issue or a real drawback depends entirely on what devices you already use. Sony, on the other hand, offers Bluetooth multipoint that works across any combination of devices. LDAC support for higher resolution audio, which is particularly useful if you're on Android. And its own adaptive sound control feature, which, unlike the NC optimizer we covered earlier, automatically switches your listening mode based on your location and activity, learning your habits over time. So the real question in this category isn't which has more features. It's whether you want ecosystem exclusive intelligence or cross-platform flexibility. So here's how this actually breaks down by who you are and what you need. If you're deep into the Apple ecosystem, using an iPhone, a Mac, and an Apple Watch day to day, the AirPods Max 2's seamless switching and ecosystem exclusive features are going to feel like a natural extension of what you already use. If you're a content creator or podcaster, the combination of studio quality audio recording and the camera remote feature genuinely sets the AirPods Max 2 apart. There's nothing quite like that on the Sony side. If you regularly travel or communicate across languages, Apple's live translation feature is a unique practical advantage worth factoring in. If you're on Android or simply want the flexibility to pair across different device types without being locked into one ecosystem, Sony is the clear pick. If long battery life without needing to recharge midday matters most to you, Sony's 30 hours comfortably outlasts Apple's 20. And if all-day comfort is your top priority, the meaningfully lighter Sony is going to serve you better over long listening sessions. One more thing worth factoring in is price. Current pricing has the AirPods Max 2 at around £499 and the Sony sitting at roughly £299 to £399 depending on retailer. Though prices for both can fluctuate, so it's worth checking current figures before you buy. That's a substantial gap. And for some of you, it might be the deciding factor on its own. Both also come in a handful of color options, if that matters to you. Apple offers Midnight Starlight, Blue, Purple and Orange, while Sony's lineup includes Sand Pink, Midnight Blue, Sandstone Black and Platinum Silver. At the end of the day, this comparison isn't really about which headphones are better, it's about which world you already live in. Apple takes the win on intelligent, ecosystem-exclusive features and genuinely unique tools for creators, while Sony pulls ahead on comfort, battery life, cross-platform flexibility, and price. Both of these are linked in the description if you want to grab one. Let me know in the comments which one you're leaning toward. If this saved you some research time, a like genuinely helps the channel. And subscribe if you want more of these. Thanks for watching Tech Authority.